Hey, shalom to the household of faith. All praise to our Father, Yahweh, through His Son, Yahweh Shai, and the Holy Spirit. Welcome back to another lesson. I'm just looking at the current topic of the SNAP benefits, being cut if the government shutdown goes past, I think the 1 month mark. I'm going to play a little bit of this clip. And, we can tune in and listen. And something feel different about this time because we know that the government shutdown is something that happened every few years, man. I think the last one was in 2019. Part of my background, but this one felt like this might be a prolonged one. This one seemed like it might be the one that's gonna really bring the hurt long term with no ease in sight. We'll see though. So let's go ahead and tune in and listen, and I'm just gonna bring out whatever scriptures the Spirit feed me and Lord willing to be edifying. All right.
Is a few things. One, is there a deal or not? And two, well, what's the impact today? And the big development on this Thursday morning is the USDA has indicated to states that if this shutdown stretches into November, if this shutdown goes past that 1 month mark, and it certainly looks like it may, food assistance programs like SNAP may be the next victim of a prolonged shutdown. In fact, I think we have some video of the state of government, the website in the state of Minnesota this morning. They've indicated that they've received notice that a shutdown going into November will impact food assistance programs. And their website goes on to say that as of last night at 10 p.m., they're no longer accepting new applications. This is the part I was talking about. No longer accepting new applications for food SNAP benefits. So we're already talking about the impact on SNAP in Minnesota. I was just speaking with our Scripps News group in Denver. They're seeing local impacts there of new SNAP applications not being approved this morning because of this prolonged shutdown. Certainly doesn't look like SNAP will be saved like WIC was saved, the Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children. The Trump administration is using tariff revenues to keep that going. The president's used research and development funds to pay troops. It doesn't look like SNAP, which tens of millions of Americans rely on for food on their table, it doesn't look like that may be heading in that direction should this shutdown again be prolonged.
Man, marvelous work by the Lord of hosts, man. So we got record layoffs, homelessness, okay, the spirit of civil war and sedition. Meanwhile, food assistance is about to be cut for tens of millions. I'm just gonna say it's about to be cut, man. So let's see, man. Let's see. And we know a lot of our people, God's chosen people, the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, are on that. But not only them, but it's a lot of, other nations on it too, man. You got Esau on it. A lot of women especially. And the Lord is about to cut these benefits because since I got 2 Esdras 8 pulled up, let's get the 9th chapter. When you read verse, we'll start from 7 and get the point and jump down. It says, 2 Esdras 9 and verse 6, it says, we'll start at 5, Salakia. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Now, what's the end? Let's jump to 2 Esdras 6 and verse 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay, so Esau is the end of the world, all right? The end is manifest. So in our lifetime, as we're reading these words, man, the end is manifesting in real time in our lifetime via what? The so-called white man and his system. Babylon the Great, society collapsing and them seeking to bring forth a new world order, technocracy, which is going to fail and get thrown down by the Most High and His only begotten Son. I'm out here parked in front of this spot I used to go to, man. These guys are a little too young to be coming over here. This ain't for young people. Oh, no, they ain't going over there. Okay, Salaki. This 2 Esdras 9, continuing on in verse 6, it says, even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. So these are all signs of an end. Whether it be, let's say if you're not a believer, you say this ain't the end of the world, it's just another thing we're going to pull through. With so many things happening, these are all are signs of something. You can't tell me it's always been like this. These are all signs taking place that something massive is happening on a spiritual level, man, from the highest. Okay, verse 7, it says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed on what? Believed on the gospel. They believed on the gospel because they heard the truth, and they just believed in it, man. Through what? They heard preachers. They heard men of the Lord on the highways and byways and on the internet, bringing out the scriptures. Verse 8, shall be preserved from the said perils, right? Because according to the epistle to Timothy via Apostle Paul, he said what? That in the last days, perilous times shall come. So perils will come in the last days. It says, they shall be preserved from the said perils and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. And the land and within the borders, that's talking about the land, the people of Israel. All right. The land is nothing. It's the people that the land is referring to. Okay, just like when you read the parabolic scriptures in I think Ezekiel 16, maybe somewhere in there where it talks about the land of Israel, but it's really talking about us. You dig? So let's keep going. It says, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Right. And that's the elect. The elect were sanctified from the beginning, and that's who was given to Yahushua. This is John 17. John 17. And 6. It says, I have manifested my name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept my word. Yeah, and this begins with the 144,000 elect fruits. The prophets, the apostles, disciples, from beginning with them on down. Let's go back, 2nd Ezra 9 and 10, or 9 rather. It says, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways. Yep, and that's dealing with the rest of our people, man. They abuse the ways of the Lord, man. They don't hearken, they don't listen, they disregard, they set it not, they come against, they blaspheme, they disrespect. I'm gonna slow down out here, man. I'm talking about perilous times, man. It's perilous out here. It says, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. Right, because again, dealing with our nation, they despise the word of the Lord, so they push it away. Right, and so that's why they about to dwell in these torments. They finna lose these benefits. Beginning with the women, because that's who mostly own it. They about to lose these benefits, and they about to have to resort to doing worse things to keep a meal. They was already dating for food. Now, how much more are they gonna be doing? In real soon, man. Let's continue. It says, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. Yeah, and this society is full of benefits for you. That's why so many people wanted to come here, because this place offers welfare. A society full of benefits that the rest of the world don't have, like that. They have a middle class here. They have a comfort zone. Let's see, when did welfare begin in the U.S.? USA. Welfare in the United States began during the Great Depression with the passage of the Social Security Act of 1935 under President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal. That's deep, because the Great Depression is pretty much the spirit of what we enter in now. So it's another Great Depression, and during the Great Depression, you had the Social Security Act, which would introduce the Social Security card and all that stuff, which people, at that time thought that was the mark of the beast, and that's why now it's nothing new under the sun. The same like fashion is about to occur now. Something new is about to be introduced to society. You dig? So let's say that law created the foundation for the U.S. welfare system, including aid to dependent children, unemployment insurance, old age benefits, the beginning of Social Security retirement benefit payments. See, and these are all the benefits of in the nourishment of Babylon, because when they tell you in Revelation, the 12th chapter, we would come over here and be nourished for a time. Revelation 12, In 13, and the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth. He persecuted the women which brought forth the man child. And to the women were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness. This is going into when the Jews went into Africa to escape the Roman persecution. It says, into her place where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. So first we went into the wilderness, and then we went into the place of Babylon the Great. How you know? Because it says where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time, which goes into that 350-year period where we would be okay. We were slaves. You know, they still fed us, housed us, right? And then going into this whole welfare system. So, you know, going back, and I had the article pulled up, but that's what made me want to look up the video. The article says no SNAP benefits to be issued in November as government shutdown stretches on. What is SNAP? See, all these little benefits, man. This was from the serpent, and it was all temporary to get you hooked and on hook, line, and sinker. SNAP stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It is a federal program that helps low-income individuals and families buy food. The purpose to reduce hunger, blah blah blah. Formerly called SNAP, funded by the federal government, man. Benefits, see, and man, listen, bro, it's finna get bad for our people, man, because they forsook the Holy One. They forsook the Holy One. So I'm gonna go ahead and get Isaiah, and I'll probably turn, close out there. This is Isaiah 65. That's a lot I can get here, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump down to verse 11. It says, but ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering into that number. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servants shall eat. My servants shall eat. It says, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. People about to be ashamed. I'm going to play a little bit more of this clip, and that'll be it.
Undevelopment, again, is that there is no development. And here's Leader Senator John Thune and Senator Chuck Schumer speaking on Capitol Hill yesterday about the status of this shutdown.
I think the American people are wondering when the Senate Democrats are going to end their temper tantrum and vote to reopen the government. Every day that this goes on, the problems are compounded for federal workers and for ordinary Americans.
People get sick.
Yeah, the problems are compounded. So that goes into the multiplying of the sorrows. So let's stay in Second Esdras, because Second Esdras is a prophetic book for these times that we in. You know, a lot of these things were spoken here. Second Esdras 16, and I'm going to jump down around verse 37. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. So the plagues are not slack. It's when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when a child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. You liking this thing to childbirth, man. The basically it's gonna be pain, man. Pain and suffering going into these last days, man. So verse 39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. Every side. And one of the key ways that these sorrows is coming is through the sword, through the wicked. The wicked, which is who the Most High is using to bring it. This is Psalm 17 and 13. It says, arise, O Lord, disappoint him. Disappoint who? The wicked, the man of sin, Esau, who's plotting these evil works, this evil agenda, this evil scheme. Disappoint him. Don't let him succeed, Lord. Don't, it says, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So the wicked, that's the sword of the Most High. The Most High is using this man as a goddamn weapon. Continuing on, from men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, in whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy lightness. So I'm going to go ahead and close there, man. I think the point was proven. I just wanted to report that news. And yeah, the pain is continuing. So Lord willing, man, we be of that number that's in 2 Esdras 9 that's going to be preserved from the said perils, because we're witnessing them now. All right. Shalom.